Hey guys, I'm back with an exciting mod here, the RGB button mod from Handheld Legends. Let's get started. So your mod's gonna come in a little strip like this, and you gotta cut on the dotted lines with the side cutters. It's my favorite part of the mod. It felt like a little craft project from like kindergarten. It was so much fun. We're gonna go ahead and carefully open the Game Boy. We have a transparent pink Game Boy Advance donor here today. As we open it up, it's looking pretty dang clean, so I'm happy about that. Got some membrane stuck to the motherboard, but like I said, looking clean. I got a little spider web, I think that's what it is. Some spider eggs, a little nest going on. Some hairs, kind of nasty, but not too bad. So today we have 9 solder points. It's a little bit more advanced, and you're gonna see how I do. I've been practicing, so let's do this. Let's start with the left side. So flux, I've been learning, is super important for soldering. So go ahead and flux all the solder points that you're gonna do. We're gonna start with the left side here. And you can see that the solder doesn't kind of seep down to the bottom pad. So you gotta hold your soldering iron there a little bit so it seeps down and attaches to the test pad. And with this solder, you can see a little cone head, a little tail, like an ice cream whip top. And that is because the flux has burned out of the rosin core soldering wire. And so to fix that, I added some extra flux here, and let's see if I can fix it. Gotta be careful with those little components next door. Bam, nice, smooth, rounded joint. Love it. Again, you gotta make sure you hold it there, make sure it seeps down into the test pad on the motherboard. So that went well. This one didn't go so well. So this one's a bigger joint, it's ground. And so as you can see here, not doing so well. It's looking like a crusty mess. It looks really ugly, but the joint is solid. It'll work. Okay, some of you are gonna say use flux. I put a bunch of flux on there. Same thing. Let me know in the comments what went wrong. Starting with the right side here, go ahead and put some flux on each of the joints. You only have 2. With these, you got to remember, you can look at the diagram or any of the circles that have like the via kind of brass outline, brass colored outline. I'm sure it's not brass, but those are the ones you're going to want to solder to the motherboard. Here's the power joint. You can see it's a crusty mess. Again, let me know what I'm doing wrong. All you experts out there, I know you're out there. Let me know. I enjoy your comments. Another thing I've learned with soldering is you want to keep your tip clean. I shot this a while ago and I've just been learning more and more about it. So you can see my tip is a little oxidized. So I'm sure that has to do with like the quality of the joints here. And also the bigger joints I seem to have problems with versus the smaller joints, which seem to go down easy. So again, it's a little dirty, and you can see here that oxidized tip is really going to prevent that solder from flowing and going to where it should be. Just the heat can't get through that oxidation layer on the tip. So again, these joints look ugly, but they're solid. They're going to last. I'm not worried about that. And here, I think I was using a temperature of like 375, 400. And so again, I've been learning more, and I know that's really high. So I think another problem I've been having is that high temperature will burn the flux inside of the solder. And when that flux burns, it creates more of that oxidation layer. So it'll have the solder and the tip will have a hard time interacting. Whenever you use a lot of flux, you want to clean the board with IPA alcohol, so that it doesn't degrade your board. We're going to go ahead and just lay the motherboard into the back shell, put some batteries in and test it out, see if we got anywhere. Awesome. We're rocking. We're styling. I'm gonna lay the buttons and membranes back in and put this Game Boy Advance back together. And this is not a permanent shell. I left the hairs in there. I know it's nasty. I don't know whose hairs those are. I got this off eBay, so who knows. Every time you screw that motherboard back in, you have to check those buttons to make sure your membranes or things didn't get pinched while you screw it down. The shoulder buttons are always a little finicky to put back in. Again, they have to attach right between the top and back shell, and so it's always good to just keep checking those buttons whenever you put the back plate on. Check the R and L buttons, make sure that they're not pinched or laying somewhere where they shouldn't. I spilled some IPA, it's getting crazy. Wipe that down. Could have been worse. Could have been like a Mountain Dew. Could have been like just a Coke, you know, but IPA cleans up pretty good. So we put some batteries in, we put our High School Musical cartridge back in. Let's see if it works. Aha, success. Thanks for watching, guys. As you saw at the beginning video, I have the ITA laminated screen installed. I'm going to be putting that video out next week, so look out for that. Please subscribe, like this video, share with a friend. Let's mod some Game Boys. Have a good week, everybody.